Hi guys, today you join me in these really blustery conditions down my local lake. Today I'm going to be talking through an item of tackle that I use in my own fishing, and that's this, the Ultegra XTD Spod reel from Shimano. So let me get one more of these spods out there on the spot, and then we'll talk through some of the key features of the reel and why I like it so much. So as you can see, the reel's based on a 14,000 size Ultegra reel, and in my opinion, that really is the perfect size for spodding application. It's a good, decent sized reel, and that means you can use it at short range all the way through to your maximal distances. So as I mentioned, the reel itself has had a few tweaks as well to make it particularly suited for spodding. The reel comes with a single spool, but that's a particularly shallow spool, meaning that you don't need to load it with loads more backing. You can just put a fine casting braid straight onto the spool and it'll be nicely filled like so. The spool also has 3 clips on it as well. On the lake that I'm fishing at the moment, the longest spot that I'm actually fishing is at 120 yards, so I can actually just leave that clip in there, and unless I go fishing somewhere where I need to cast further than that, that clip will actually just stay there. I can come down to the lake sort of 10 o'clock at night, don't even need to wrap up the spod rod, I can just ping it straight out to the spot, give it a little feel, and I'm good to go. Moving on into the gearing of the reel, it's also been geared up for a faster retrieve. So the reel actually winds in about 124 centimetres rather than 103 centimetres on a normal Ultegra reel. And that's really, really helpful when you're spodding. When you're casting out and winding in time and time again, that really, really does help you. Next up, you've got this large and very, very solid handle. And that doesn't have any wobble in it at all, which again is something that really plays into its own when you're winding in over and over again. And then you've got this large egg-shaped handle there, which gives you plenty of grip even in wet conditions like it is today. As you can see, the line lay here is absolutely fantastic, and that's thanks to Shimano's super slow oscillation system, and that really does help the line fly off the spool. You can also see that there's a line guard behind the spool, and I can honestly say that I've never actually had any issues with the line wrapping behind the spool on this spod reel. Don't dunk the reel, as with all reels. If you dunk them, that's going to shorten the lifespan of the reel because you're going to get water ingress, but if you just give it a little splash, then you're good to go. Speaking of dunking the reel, I have actually dropped this reel in the water on a number of occasions, and my own personal findings are, as with all reels, they'll start to seize up a little bit, but the gearing inside this reel is incredibly tough. And actually, if you just give it a little bit of use after that's happened, then it just grinds its way through, and now it's working good as new again. Another point worth mentioning on the spod reel is that it features Shimano's instant drag, and that's great for when you're doing marker work. You can just give it a little twist, pay off some line, and then you can lock it up for your next cast really, really easily with just about half a turn of the drag knob. So there you go, that's the Shimano Ultegra XTD Spod reel, and it really has proven to be an absolute workhorse of a reel, and I'm sure it will for many years to come. For more information on the reel, head to fish.shimano-eu.com.